People in Japan are really, really hardworking. They have probably the craziest work schedule I've ever heard of. Like they basically they go to work around like 8 o'clock ish, and they get done around like sometimes 12 o'clock at night. Like just crazy stuff like that. Like it sometimes even more. It just depends on what their job is. So they're just way hardworking people. Like they have a word that's called, like, when you compliment somebody or say like, oh, you did like super well, you say like otsukare-sama desu, like, you're a hard, like, it basically means you're a tired king, like you're an honorific tired person. And they say that all the time. It's kind of like one of their compliments, I guess. So it's like, oh, otsukare-sama desu, like you did really well, like good job, like you're such a hard worker. It's like their number one compliment. But the Japanese people themselves, yeah, they're super busy. They're family oriented, but they're not. Like, I don't really. It's a weird concept. They say that they definitely appreciate family. Like they all sleep together in the same bed until they're like a certain age and stuff like that. And they definitely treat family as an important thing. Yet they have lots of problems, especially with like it's called sake. It's like an alcoholic drink just based off of rice instead of like other like barley or potatoes or whatever. But the men just go out and they drink like a lot at night after they work because they're otsukare-samas. So they feel like they need a drink to kind of loosen up the tension and the stress from work. And so it kind of ruins their families. There's a big problem with divorce now. Divorce used to be like totally bad, but now a lot of people are getting divorces because the males are kind of sometimes they can be kind of mean to their wives and stuff, and it's also vice versa. They just sometimes can't really make the love, like, the marriage, ideal marriage thing happen. So honestly, like, a lot of times the people that we found to teach were those people that were really struggling with that, and it was always great to kind of see when they would accept the gospel, how it would really change and help their families. There was one person in particular that I taught in my second area. I'll probably never forget her. Like, she was just so amazing. Like, I remember we were teaching her the restoration, and we were just going through the normal lesson, and we were talking about like Christ, and it's like, yeah, Christ like suffered for all of our sins, and through him like we can be forgiven. She's like you could tell something was up, and so we kind of stopped and we're like, do you have any questions, like anything you don't understand? She's like, can we really be forgiven, like of everything? And we're like, yes, like everything. And she just like started crying. We were all like crying and stuff. So we set the baptismal date like right after that, which usually they don't move that fast, but she was just so ready because of she wanted that like happiness for her family and stuff, and she knew that she could get it from the gospel. So it was like way cool to see stuff like that, because like it's definitely a negative thing that's happening in their culture, but it's like bringing out blessings in the end. It's kind of interesting to see. What else? Japanese people, they're kind of shy. They'll keep to themselves. So that made it weird when you like go up, you're like, hey, I'm a white person in your country, how's it going? Like in their face sometimes. And they like Americans, but sometimes it's kind of like you scare them and stuff. So it was kind of interesting because they're definitely a totally different culture, totally different like attitude about things than like Americans are. I don't know.